we open this place to the glory of God and the benefit of mankind for divine turnaround, divine presence, prosperity, goodness of God. In the name of God the Father, the Son, we open this and of the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, and the benefit of mankind.
I just want to
for divine turnaround, divine presence, prosperity, goodness of God. In the name of God the Father, the Son, we open this and of the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, and the benefit of mankind.
And I'll still be
for divine turnaround,
the mighty name
divine
of
presence.
God bless you.
Amen. So this is a drive-through cockroach center where you can treat your cockroach, you can get your fuel. It's a one-stop center. You come in, if you need cleaning around this area, just come in. Someone will follow you and clean immediately. If you know that you want to give anybody any present, just come in here. We even have a gift section also. This is the first kind in Nigeria. There is no store that you can enter in Nigeria that what they do only sanitation, hygiene, cleaning and pest control. We have trucks that empty sock away. They will quickly get you a truck and the truck will come and go and empty your sock away immediately. Where we have now is a filling station. So we have a drive-through center for pest control. What do? We are A-Mobile Toilet, we are A-Mobile Cleaning Services, we are A-Mobile Pest Control, we are A-Mobile Group Academy. A-Mobile Toilet is licensed by Econ. One thing you can be sure To people that actually, out of the busy, so many busy people came in here today, from the government side, private side, individuals, the community. We are super grateful. And of course, to all the team at A Mobile Group, you actually ensured that we made it. So I would like to say a very big thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And guess what? There is still more to come. So watch out.
From your current team.
Good afternoon, everyone. Is it afternoon? Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we're going to start now, and others can join us as we start. Good afternoon. Okay, Philip, can you just type good afternoon? Can we so that we know that yes? Can you unmute yourself so that we know who is actually online there? Please, thank you. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Happy New Year.
Hey, same to you, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see the screen, please? Can you see anything on the screen before we start recording?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, still recording. Okay, fantastic. So happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. I'm sure every one of us we're excited about this new year. If you're not excited about this new year, I think after this training today, you have to be excited. You have every reason to be excited. Maybe some of us, you might think maybe 2023 wasn't what you had planned for. Yes, it happens. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's actually a new dawn. One thing that at A Mobile Group, we always have a theme for every year. And the theme for this year is actually a new dawn. And at A Mobile Group Academy also, to everyone that's going to actually be training in the academy this year, we are going to be telling everyone that it's a new dawn, new beginnings. So I'm saying, using this opportunity to say Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining last year, the business clinic. This year is going to be wow, 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 wow. I'm sure as in everyone is going to be looking forward to the business clinic because we have gone out and we have ensured that, yes, we rebrand it and we are saying we are starting all over again. It's a new dawn. Happy New Year once again to everyone. Okay. So, like I said, it's a new dawn at A Mobile, and we are also speaking that into every business today, and we are speaking it into every business that is going to be joining us this year in the academy. In any way, we'll speak a new dawn into everybody's business. This one thing everybody always say, oh, Damilola, you love God. I said yes. One thing is this, as in you have to, I always say this, you need to believe something. So you might believe a stone. If you believe that a stone is going to help you, please, serve the stone. Even if you don't believe anything, you understand, the point is there's a belief system that is actually working you, that makes you to start a business. So that belief system, you must actually hold on to it. You understand? So one thing is at A Mobile Group Academy, we so much trust God for a new dawn this year. So Lord, we thank you for today. And we ask, oh God, that this year, 2024, shall be a great year. As you have declared that it's a new dawn and it's going to be a boom in our industry, we decree that everyone that will be joining the A Business Clinic in the academy this year, their businesses will never remain the same again. And we declare that it's a boom in our industry in the name of Jesus. Happy New Year once again. Now, a new dawn. So some will always ask, oh, so what do you mean by a new dawn? It's a new beginning. It's a fresh start. A fresh start. So when you're saying a new dawn, so it simply means it's for everybody. You understand? Because why? 2023 might have been a year that was so tough. It was so rough. Even in Nigeria, in businesses, a lot of businesses, experience a setback one way or the other. You understand? But one thing I want to use to encourage every one of us this year, that see 2024 as a new dawn. So I'm actually speaking to everyone that is actually going to be listening to this, maybe online later on, that is a new beginning, is a fresh start. A fresh start. So if you have made a mistake one way or the other last year, it's time to actually look back and say, yes, I'm starting anew. An important promising, a turning point. It's a turning point. It's a time for you to turn. Some of us might turn from bad to good. Some of us might decide to turn from good to bad. But you know what? A new dawn. That's the thing. Some people might be a new dawn. If it's a new dawn, some might even think, oh, it's a new dawn. I want to be stealing from my clients. It might be a new dawn to you. But of course, that is wrong. You understand? So it's a new dawn. And for you to have a new dawn, if you're doing a fresh start, it simply means a lot of hard work. So that is why we are actually starting with this topic called AI, because one thing at A Mobile Group Academy, we are very, very innovative company. So we look at how we can actually be very innovative and change the industry. And of course, it's the end of an era and a beginning of a new era. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of 2023. So don't be hard on yourself. Yes, we messed up 2023. Oh, you didn't make so much money. Oh, you made a mistake. Don't be hard on yourself. Yes, it's time for you, to see it as the end of 2023. Now is a new beginning. So be encouraged. You understand? Have hope. Hope is essential in business. If you do not have hope in business, seriously, you can never make it. So today, the person we're going to be bringing today, Mr. Deji. Mr. Deji is not just a friend, he's actually a family. Mr. Deji, as they knew the way we started A Mobile, you understand? I'm sure it's going to open some things. People like, really? One thing is always documents. The people you move with, your network is your net worth. And the people that you actually don't be careful about the people you move with. Be careful about, your circle of friends. And guess what? Be also people you listen to. Do they run with the same vision as your own business, or as a business owner, what you want? All those things they are very, very important. And guess what? It's transformation from darkness to light. So yes, last year was darkness. Even in Nigeria, I'm sure some of us can actually, Nigeria, oh my God, it was like, oh my God. Businesses was like, businesses was like, are you sure I'm going to even be able to make it? It looks so doom and so dark, but guess what? See 2024 as what? That there is light. And of course, when you're saying a new dawn again, what you're saying in essence is what? Improvements. You must definitely improve from last year. That's why this year, we are going, is a package, is a great package. So if you have friends, just be telling them, please register for the A Business Clinic, because we're going to be bringing a lot of professionals, and of course, because it's free. So if it's free, why don't you make sure that, yes, you don't miss it? So I don't take it for granted that you have joined us today. Thank you so much for joining once again. Now let's look at what this business clinic is all about. It's essential we understand what this business clinic is all about. It is an initiative of A Mobile Group Academy. And of course, A Mobile Group Academy is a one-stop vocational training institute for sanitation, hygiene, cleaning, and pest control. And guess what? We are proudly approved by government bodies. So it's not that maybe we just start, and we are not approved. One thing you can be sure of, if you register for any course this year, you can be sure that, yes, you're actually registering at an academy that is actually approved by government bodies. And yes, we are actually here to learn and unlearn from different speakers from various fields. So we're going to be bringing not just people in our industry, not just people in Nigeria, not just people, we might even go as far as India. We might go as far as China to bring people that, that we can learn from. And it's going to be free. So some of these things is we might actually be taking the cost as a company so that we can be able to share the knowledge with everyone. Okay, so someone asked, what are you going to gain from it? Guess what? I'm passionate about this industry. As many people that have joined you, we know that I'm passionate about this industry. I'm passionate to see a big change in our industry. And I can see it so well. This year, if you follow A Mobile Group Academy, I promise you will see a boom in your business. That I can tell you, a boom in your business, because we have prayed about it. We are like every day we are studying about it. We are changing so many things, and it's a new beginning entirely for everyone in this industry. Now, this business clinic can either be by Zoom, YouTube, or we can actually use Vimeo. And it's a great avenue for us to learn, unlearn, and meet other business owners in the industry also. So that's why. So today we are going to be discussing about artificial intelligence. Also, before I actually bring on our lovely speaker today, I'm just going to, some people have been saying, what is artificial intelligence? To me, because me as in, of course, I just see it as is simply machines in human form. I'm telling you, machines in human form. That's just it. And an example of artificial intelligence is just our normal chat, GPT. If some of us have not been using it, can you go on your phone now and just go to chat as into Play Store and download Chat GPT? You understand? That thing makes business seamless. It makes your business seamless. So once again, I want to say a very big thank you for joining today. And guess what? Look for somewhere very nice because the person that we are bringing today is going to be you are going to have a lovely, lovely time. Because even myself, I've gotten my book, I have my pen and my paper today because I'm actually learning. It's someone that I so much respect, not just because he's actually vast in several things. He's an accountant by profession, and accountant, and next thing he knows so much about IT. He's very, very vast, and so today, I just want every one of us, you understand? I want us to get ready. Yeah, I want us to get ready and meet a lovely facilitator today, and I want us to really learn. Yeah, we are going to learn so much, you understand, from him. Can I have the video, please, Kule? Thank you. Kule, can I have the video, please? Thank you.
Take my job. Well, not really. Welcome to our latest video where we'll be diving into the hot topic of artificial intelligence in cleaning. As technology continues to advance, more and more companies are incorporating AI into their operations, and the cleaning industry is no exception. Hi, it's Matt, and today we'll be giving our hot takes on the use of AI in cleaning, discussing its potential benefits and exploring the challenges it may pose. From autonomous cleaning robots to predictive maintenance software, we'll be covering it all. Let's get real. AI is not taking your job or replacing your workforce anytime soon. In fact, in 30 years of doing business in this industry, innovations have been slow and very notable. So today, I'm going to talk to you more about the AI and tech that the industry has gotten to mass market. The commercial cleaning industry, frankly, has been slow to adopt technology due to the expense. There's also an old school mentality with the generations that are still in our industry that resist anything technology based.
Ooh, away, scary robot, away.
That shouldn't stop you from looking into what is available and how it can actually make your work as an owner and a manager easier, but also make the worker's experience more enjoyable. AI and tech will help with your biggest and most boring jobs. Many people think AI and immediately go to the movie portrayal of iRobot. I promise that we won't be seeing sentient robots dusting and emptying trash anytime soon. In fact, if they were, they probably wouldn't be dusting or emptying trash. But we will see our floor and carpet cleaning machines roaming hallways. Many manufacturers have been selling floor machines, autonomous floor machines, and vacuums to clean larger spaces that are easy to navigate and easy to program. Think gymnasium floors, hallways, and conference centers. As many as 15 years ago, in fact, I saw the first autonomous auto scrubber at an ISSA show in Las Vegas. I deliberately stood in front of that unit while in operation to see would it run me over. Well, it did stop after a slight bump. No, I didn't end up in an ER, but it wasn't really there yet. Fast forward to last year's ISSA show, and the machines are being manufactured by many, and the tech is cheaper and better than ever. Still not making the decisions that a person can make, but can easily take the place of a person walking behind a machine, floor machine or vacuum, for hours and hours at a time. Workers, don't panic.
The goddamn robot's done!
Now that person that's no longer behind the machine will monitor the progress of it through an app-based program while completing more complicated or thorough tasks. That person can then be more valuable to the company, meaning higher wages. Yes, the machine should save you money as an owner or operator, but it also gives you the flexibility to get more from your current team. They can focus on the details instead of the boring stuff. Machines are not just scrubbing floors, like I said, they're also vacuuming hallways. They're vacuuming large open spaces. So when you're ready to take a look, you want to start looking at the big boys like Advance or Tennant. Newcomers to the industry are making noise too, Minuteman and AvidBots. All of these manufacturers offer leasing programs that are, although expensive, they're also attainable by most companies. I recommend you get a demo to start so you know what you're getting into, because not all facilities will be a good fit for autonomous machines. AI and technology will make you more valuable to your customers and employees. Other AI and technology that is often overlooked in our industry are CRM systems. Every business owner I know uses a customer relationship management system of some type. Being able to view and report on business-related activities allows you to make better decisions on staffing levels and show value with your customers. If you search CRM janitorial online, you'll likely find many options. Some are proprietary to our industry and others will need some customization. Whatever you choose, it will take time to set up and to make effective. Once it is fully integrated and adopted, it will make you more efficient in managing staff and in customer expectations, enabling you to focus on the things you want to focus on, growth and the people. Lean into this tech so that you can scale and feel confident that you can see data on your teams and customers with a click of a button or two. Don't panic, it will take time. Start planning and save your money to invest. Full adoption of AI and technology in our industry will take decades and will likely be slower in smaller businesses. Those with larger budgets are already integrating automated machines and reaping the rewards. I encourage all of us to start saving our pennies because it's right around the corner. We need to be ready. I also urge you to look at your current portfolio and analyze the potential benefits of an automated machine or machines. These machines are effective and frankly, they're really cool. Just be smart on when it is time. Avoid tech resistance. Remember the wise words of Ferris Bueller.
You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
That's it for this video. If you enjoyed what you just watched, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.
All right, thank you so much. So I guess we all watched that video, and I don't know, maybe we actually enjoyed it because I did. When I actually saw that video, I said, oh, I need to share this with our co-workers. We don't call ourselves competitors in the academy. We call ourselves co-workers. We don't see ourselves as competitors because I think maybe because we always see ourselves as competitors, maybe that's why we are always not looking at collaboration. You know, there's a bit of jealousy in the industry. But if we start seeing each other as co-workers, then we'll understand that, yes, we are actually together to build this industry together. Like the video said, don't be afraid about AI. Yeah, but it's something that you need to start planning. Yeah, start planning. It's always very, very important to always plan ahead. This year, you need to learn to plan. And that's what it simply means. Can I have the profile, please, of the speaker? Thank you, colleague. Can I have the profile, please? Yeah, you got it. Sorry. Sorry, just a minute, please. Colleague, can I have the profile, please? Thank you. Okay. While the profile is actually coming up, let me just if I can quickly read it down.
I'm trying not to share on that one.
Okay, who's that? Okay, thank you. Okay, so I would like to just introduce our speaker for today. His name is Mr. Adedeji Oyedele with PNP. I'm sure he doesn't like all this. He's not that kind of person. He doesn't like all this whatever at the back of his name anyway. PNP, PM, PNNAI, DA, SSMN, you know, all those big names. Anyway, Mr. Adedeji Oyedele has over 15 years of experience across project and program management, accounting and finance, business strategy, management consulting, IT security, fintech, and electronic payment systems. He is currently the Chief Operating Officer at UCAD Innovations Incorporated, a fintech startup focused on digitalizing offline retail in Africa. Prior to UCAD, he was the head of strategy and planning at Cloud Interactive Platforms, head of project and customer service at Soft Solutions Limited, SSL.
Elizabeth,
please, can you
account will not be somewhere.
Sorry about that, please. Okay, so he was head of project and customer service at Soft Solutions Limited and the business consultant at Merver Associate Limited and Proceps Associate Limited. Mr. Deji has led various transformation initiatives and projects across Nigeria, Ghana, and Liberia. He has delivered project management certification courses to several professionals and organizations over the last 10 years. Mr. Deji holds a BA degree in accounting and finance from the University of Sunderland, United Kingdom. He is a certified SAFE 5 Products Owner and Products Manager, POPN, Scale Agile Incorporated USA, a Certified Project Management Professional, PMP, Discipline Agile Scrum Master, and a Certified Information System Auditor. He led delivery of several technology initiatives, including delivery of technology platform for the first payment service bank in Nigeria, NIPSB, November 2019. Delivery of electronic payment switch, Liberia Bank for Development and Investment, March 2017. And delivery of national payment switch, Central Bank of Liberia, September 2016. So Mr. Deji, I'd like to welcome Mr. Deji to the platform. He has been a friend of the house for years. And I'm sure every one of us, we're really going to learn from him. And please get your writing sheet because he's a trainer. He has actually trained our company about project management before. So for us to bring him on here, you understand, is a great privilege. And once again, thank you so much, Mr. Deji, for coming on board today. We don't take it for granted at all. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Deji. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Madam CEO. It's good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to be here, honestly, and I would like to say thank you so much to the A-Mobile team. A-Mobile is an awesome organization, and personally, that's not why we're here, but we have to say that it's one of those organizations that I look around, and it's good to have the privilege to see something start from, an idea and see it grow, and go through the process, and continue to grow and expand, And so just to say that, Mr. and Mr. Oloruntade, you're an awesome inspiration. So even though I have not shown my face for a while, but the truth is, I follow the events, I follow things that happen online, I see the engagement, and it's a real blessing. And I would like to say thank you for keeping the dream alive. Okay, and good afternoon, everyone. I think, before I go into the session, and I'm very serious about this, I think what A-Mobile is doing is something that you should actually curate and make something that people can learn from. Why do I say that? Before we start talking about AI and digital transformation, there's a tendency these days, because since I believe we're speaking to business owners and entrepreneurs, there's a tendency these days for us to start business, and we expect that in 2 years, in 3 years, things will just happen. And there's a lot of motivation out there, excitement that makes us believe that it can happen. But the reality is, every good thing takes time. Miracles don't happen every day, believe me. Some people get very lucky, but the reality is, when you're talking about success, what I've seen in my own experience is you must go through the process. Recently, I was listening to Dr. Mrs. Alakija, and she said something that struck me. She was like, today you all talk about Folorunsho Alakija, She said, but from the time we got the oil block license to the time that we saw the first drop of oil, it was 15 years. 15 years. So just to say as we start that it's a journey. Entrepreneurship is challenging, but it's rewarding. And I think A-Mobile is a testament to that. Having said that, I also like to say, as I start my presentation, that artificial intelligence as a subject matter, as an area of knowledge, is like success itself. It's a journey. So just to start, I think it would be a lie if I tell you that, oh, today I'll talk to us about artificial intelligence and we'll become experts. Believe me, it's not going to happen. So it's a process, right? But what we'll be able to do today, and I'd like to say a big thank you to Madam Sumbo and the team, the introduction they already did. That one is even way beyond what we're talking about this afternoon, but it's a very good introduction that shows you the possibilities and the applications of artificial intelligence. All right. For me, the way I would like to take the class, and please, if you can give me permission to share as we go into the session, if you can give me permission to share my slides, I would like to speak the digital economy and AI. Thank you. Okay, I see now I have rights to share. So I'd like to talk about it from that perspective, right? And maybe somebody is wondering why do you prefer to talk about, we just want to hear about artificial intelligence. Why don't we just go into it? And so for me, how do we say it in Yoruba? You know, Yorubas always say that, and you forgive me if you are not Yoruba, that when a child falls down, right, what will the child do? When a child falls down, the child would stand up and look forward and keep running, right? But we say that when an adult, when a grown-up person falls down, what do we do? You can type in the meeting chat if you're here. When an adult falls down, what do adults do? Anyone? Please, you can chat. So we always say that, no, the adult doesn't stand up. Oh. You know, in Yoruba, okay, so some of us don't understand Yoruba, we're all Lagosians, right? Yeah, thank you very much. Tolulope says, when an adult falls down, the adult looks backwards. When we're at war and in life, I mean, even in every strategy of war, we talk about retreat. What is retreat? We want to take a step back and look behind us and say, how did we get here? Am I making sense to you? How did we get here? So today, we will end the class with artificial intelligence. And for me, I want to just go through like a very practical session looking at conversational AI and how we can use it for our day-to-day businesses. But before we go into that, I'd like to take us through a journey of the digital economy, because what we call artificial intelligence is really an expression of what we are seeing in the digital economy. And what is the digital economy? We'll talk about that. Where are we coming from? And then what are the implications of the digital economy from an economic and societal perspective? Why is this important? Because we're talking about business people. Then we'll look at artificial intelligence, right? So we'll drop all the theory. And then we will talk about, given everything that I've said about the digital economy, how we got here, how the world has evolved, where we are, given what we have learned to that point, then we'll look at AI. You know, like Sumbo said when we started, she said, if you don't have ChatGPT, download it. You realize that AI is much more than ChatGPT, right? It's more than Bard. It's more than what's Microsoft's own Copilot. There are multiple applications, and I think we're in a generation that is different from every other generation, because the opportunities and the advantages that we have around us are far more than we can ever imagine as business people. And I'll explain as we go into the practical session. So can we start? And to start, I would like to say thank you to A-Mobile for this opportunity. I don't take it lightly. You set me up, because all those introductions you were doing, me, I don't know. Me, you know, I just share what I know, the little I know, and I try to share as I learn. So please, I'm hoping that I can learn from the room today. I'm not some expert, but I've been around. I've been working, I've been learning, and I've been, you know, in the industry. I also see one of my very dear friends on the call, Mr. Laolu Famewu. Laolu, thank you for joining. Happy New Year to you. And we're all very important, but I just have to acknowledge Laolu. So let's talk about the digital economy. You know, I've already said this, that if we don't mind history, we won't make history, right? And to do this, permit me to reshare my screen so I can share sound. I will play this very short video, and I'd like us to follow the video. This video is by Professor Kaku. He's a futurist, and this video was about, I think, 4 years ago. And let's listen to what he has to say.
So let's start with Professor Kaku. Professor Kaku, you've been a leading forecaster of technology for most of your career. What do you think about the digital revolution that we've seen so far? Where is it going, and how might it interact with other forms of technological revolution in science, such as biotechnology?
Well, in the coming years, computer chips will cost as little as a penny. That's cheaper than garbage, cheaper than scrap paper. So computer chips will be everywhere and nowhere, including our contact lenses. So when we put on our contact lenses and blink, we will go online. And who were the first people to buy internet contact lenses? College students taking final examinations. This means that my students will blink, and they will not have to memorize all the things I've been talking about. This is going to revolutionize education, because we cannot force students to memorize things that they can simply blink and get. And then if you feel sick, you will blink and see RoboDoc. RoboDoc is artificially intelligent, talks to you in plain English or Russian or whatever, speaks any language, accesses the entire internet for sound medical advice, almost for free. This is going to revolutionize the medical establishment. We'll still have doctors, but doctors will use RoboDoc as an aid. And if you're in a car accident in a foreign country, you don't speak the language, you'll talk to your wristwatch and talk to RoboLawyer. RoboLawyer understands the law in any country, in any language. In fact, I personally believe that artificial intelligence, the robotics industry, will eventually become bigger than the automobile industry of today, because your automobile will become a robot. You will talk to it. You will argue with it. You'll have discussions with your car about the best route to take. And when you want to park the car, you simply tell your car, park yourself. And the car parks itself. This is going to revolutionize urban economics when you don't have to worry about parking anymore. And then the next organ to be digitized is the brain. You may not know this, but 2 years ago, scientists were able to upload the first memories. Memories can now be uploaded and downloaded. This makes possible BrainNet. BrainNet could be the next step in the evolution of the internet. Instead of zeros and ones, instead of text, you'll put emotions, feelings, sensations, memories. Teenagers will go crazy. Teenagers put happy faces.
So let's start with Professor Kaku. Professor,
I wanted to ask, is the audio loud enough? Because it's not so loud here.
Yes, it is. It is, Mr. Ayodeji.
Hello?
Yeah, it is. I can hear it clearly.
You can hear it loud and clear?
Very loud and clear.
Okay, all right, fine. So let's continue.
This is going to revolutionize urban economics when you don't have to worry about parking anymore. And then the next organ to be digitized is the brain. You may not know this, but 2 years ago, scientists were able to upload the first memories. Memories can now be uploaded and downloaded. This makes possible BrainNet. BrainNet could be the next step in the evolution of the internet. Instead of zeros and ones, instead of text, you'll put emotions, feelings, sensations, memories. Teenagers will go crazy. Teenagers put happy faces at the end of every sentence. Why bother to do that when you can put the emotion of your first dance, your first kiss, your first whatever right there on the internet. And so in the future, when you walk into a room, you will mentally command the internet. You'll take dictation mentally. You'll turn things on, turn things off, communicate with other people. People will think of you as a wizard of some sort, mentally communicating with everything around you. That's BrainNet. And then biotech is being digitized now. We can create a human body shop. We can create from your own cells, so there's no rejection mechanism. We can create skin, bone, cartilage, noses, ears, blood vessels, heart valves, bladders, complete windpipes can be grown in the laboratory. The next organ to be grown, by the way, is the liver. So for all you alcoholics in the audience, take heart. We may be able to grow your next liver. So even the economy is now being digitized into something I call perfect capitalism. You see, capitalism is based on supply and demand, but you don't know who's cheating you when you buy something. You don't know what the profit margin is. In the future, your contact lens will scan everything in a store, tell you who's cheating you, tell you who has the best product, what is the profit margin on every single thing that you can scan with your contact lens. And so capitalism becomes perfect. Perfect supply and demand. This means that there are winners and losers. The losers will be middlemen. Because why did Amazon become so big? Why did Airbnb? Why did Uber become so quickly so large? Because they digitized the middlemen. So I tell my friends, if you want to become a billionaire, take an industry. Take any industry. Write down all the places where there's friction, where there is middlemen, where there's obstruction, where there's frustration. List all the places in any industry, digitize it, and you too could become another Amazon founder.
Thank you, Professor. In good futurism, that is a future with both inspires and terrifies. So thank you.
All right. That's just to start off the conversation. And so I would like to ask, so what did we pick up from that video? You can type in the chat box. What did that video leave with you? You know, just some keywords. What did we pick from that video? I'd like to engage us as much as I can. Anybody, anyone? Professor Kaku said a lot, you know, about digitization. No, I don't want to give us the answers. But what did you take away from that video? Because it was trying to speak into the future of where the economy is going to, where the world is going to. And he's talking about a future where, you know, you're sick, you talk to RoboDoc, you know, a future where you need information, everything is digitized. I mean, he did mention that the human brain has been digitized. So when you listen to conversations like this, and you know, the beautiful thing about all these futuristic conversations is these things do actually happen, but there's a reason why we're talking about it. Anybody, what did you just type, you know, what you picked from that conversation? Well, nobody is saying anything. So I'll just move on because of time, right? But essentially, if you listen to that conversation, what Professor Kaku was trying to say is, we're in a digital world. Things are changing. The way we run businesses, the way we operate can no longer be the way things are, right? So the digital economy itself, it essentially talks about adopting digital technology to transform how we do our businesses. And it's saying that, you know, you either transform or you die. I mean, essentially, if you do not transform, you're out of business. Now, a lot of people have been running businesses from the 70s, 80s, and we're talking about digitization. And I remember that my father used to drive a 504, and he drove that 504 for at least 20 years because he would change one 504 and buy another 504. And Peugeot was the company manufacturing 504, and I think the cars they had at that time was 504, and they also had maybe 505, they had 404. They didn't have a lot, and those were all, you know, manual cars. Now, but what happened to them when the Chinese and Japanese started coming out with their own cars? Before you knew it, the Peugeots and all those cars in Nigeria, you know, just disappeared somehow. Why? Because the world was changing and they were not changing. Okay. So the digital economy is just talking about economic activity that results from billions of everyday online connections among people. So what we're saying is the business of the future is a business that is online. And when you're talking about online, if you listen to Dr. Kaku, he spoke a lot about data. And why is data important before we even start talking about artificial intelligence? Just like I was saying, if you look at what I have on my screen, and when you look at this, you need to start looking at your own business and asking yourself. I mean, I like the first video that was played because it was kind of targeted towards the cleaning business, you know? So that means even the cleaning business that looks very manual and, you know, straightforward, technology has come into play and is affecting how you operate. But when you look on your screen, what do you see? 2006, 2021. If I review this for 2024, what you will see is a lot of businesses, General Electric, you know, Exxon, Royal Dutch, Pfizer, all of these businesses were the top 10 companies in the world in the year 2006, right? And then in 2021, what are the top businesses that we have today? If you look at it, you will see that all the top businesses are 90% in technology. What does that tell you? What does that tell me? Why are all the businesses in technology? So I may say, yes, I'm a small business, because I'm just trying to lay a foundation for us to understand why we must talk about artificial intelligence and why technology is important to our business, okay? So what changed? Technology changed. So the big businesses became the tech businesses, right? I mean, if you look at what I have on my screen, in 2006, nothing here existed, nothing. There was no iPhone in 2006. There was no WhatsApp in 2006. Everybody in this room probably has WhatsApp today, right? There was no Android phone in 2006. 2006 was just when? I can remember 2006, yeah? There were phones in 2006, actually. I did have a mobile phone in 2006, but it wasn't Android. It was a Samsung Blue Eye. I'm sure Laulu remembers that phone, right? It was a Samsung Blue Eye, right? But the truth is, Bolt did not exist in the year 2006. There was no Uber. There was no Twitter, right? There was no iPad. But when we talk about everything I have on the screen, what do these things talk about? Everything that we have here are things, are businesses that are enabled by technology and by data, you know, bottom line. So, and that's beginning to make us understand that if I go back here to the previous screen, a lot of these businesses, ExxonMobil, I mean, just this year, ExxonMobil, I hear, is selling off their Nigeria operations. Yes, it's not as if that industry is dead, but things are changing. When you look at the news, you read tech company, this company. All of us will not be tech companies, but what we're saying is technology has come to the forefront. So if I'm in business and I do not understand technology and I'm not using technology, I will not be relevant in the year 2024. And I like to really drive it home as we go along. You know, if you look at some of the things, I'm just, you know, these are just thoughts as we go into the discussion. BMW is an automaker. And the CEO was saying that in the future, more than half of their R&D staff will be software developers. A-Mobile, can you imagine a future where most of your staff, 50% will be software developers? But you know, it's the future we're going into. Because maybe in that future, you will no longer be sending cleaners to people's houses. You'll be sending your drones, you'll be sending your cleaning devices, and you'll be remotely managing them. You'll be building your applications, we'll be subscribing through the web, you know, and making payments, renewing payments. But that's the future that is ahead of us. So we're just trying to draw parallels here. Think about it. Tesla, which when the Tesla started, how many years ago? I can't even remember, but I'm sure it's not up to 15 years, right? Tesla in 2020 had a market cap of 464 billion, and Ford, that was existing before I was born, at 33 billion. I hope we all know that Apple is the biggest watchmaker in the world today. The Apple Watch. So you begin to ask, what happened to all the Seikos? What happened to, you know, all the watches, all the Rolexes, all the people that were in the world? Now, all of these things are still talking about technology. So even if you don't like my face, right? What I'm trying to tell you is you must like technology, right? Because it has just become the world that we have found ourselves in today. And just some thoughts again for us before we get into artificial intelligence now. I mean, this is, you know, one of the thought leaders I say, he says, those who master the large scale software development will define the future. Again, it's still technology. Another person says, the problem is not with our organizations realizing that they need to transform. The problem is that we're using old managerial frameworks and models that don't work, and we're trying to use them. Now, to break this down, what we're saying is the world has changed. Businesses have moved, but some people are still looking for money to erect a billboard. I'm a small business. I'm raising money because I want to erect billboard so that we can know that A-Mobile is here. Where are your customers, right? What we're saying is those models, they may exist for some businesses, but no, they no longer exist. And even the way we are structured, right? So, and before we get into how we got here, I just wanted to leave this thought with us, like, there are things for us to think about, because AI is just one of the many applications of technology that will take us into the future. That's really what I'm trying to say, right? And so we're saying that the world is changing very fast. There's one of my favorite quotes, Peter Drucker. He says, we're in an era of the 3 C's. He says, overwhelming complexities. It says, accelerated change. He says, tremendous competition. He says, business as usual is no longer business as usual, right? So the things that we used to do in the past that used to make us successful, those things no longer make us successful. Okay? So it means we must begin to think differently. So forgive me if I'm pushing us hard, but what I'm really trying to say is wherever we are, whoever we are, whatever we're doing, no matter how well we're doing as business people, we have to begin to think. So it means when we start talking about AI, you know, because I talk to some business people and they're like, no, that's for the new generation. No, it's not for the new generation. It's for this generation, because it has to do with productivity. It has to do with, you know, how we move, you know, transition. And we'll look at practical applications. But how did we get here? How did we get here? You know, let's look at some history, and I'll play another video just to help us get into that. Okay. Essentially, we've had like 4 revolutions, right? And different people had different skills in each of those revolutions, right? So there was 1.0. In 1.0, technology was not important. The phone was not important, right? Then we moved to 2, where there was mass production. Our hands, our skills became very important, right? Manufacturing, you know, efficient machines, right? And then we moved to Industry 3.0, and that's where we start seeing computers, we start seeing technology, right? And, you know, digitalization. That was early 2000s, 2007, 2008. But right now, we're in what we call zero, and we're talking about the global economy. We're what we call Industry 4.0. And that's where you begin to see Internet of Things, big data, you know. And what we're saying is, this age, we're in a tech age, essentially, right? Just to put it, we're in a tech age today, and what we're saying is, the things that made me successful as an entrepreneur in Industry 1.0, those things are going to make me fail in Industry 5.0, Industry 4.0, right? And I'll take a bit of my time, but you forgive me, but I'm just trying to lay a very good foundation so that we understand where all of this is coming from, right? And then we can relate it to where we're going to when we start talking about artificial intelligence. And why am I saying this? Because if you don't understand the application of data or how data comes together or where we're coming from, then you will not really be able to relate with that AI that we're talking about, because AI is not just about ChatGPT. No, it's about using information and data to improve decision making, to improve your business processes, to improve your operations, to get better. Now, but again, how did we get here? I've spoken industry 1.0 to 4.0, right? Okay. 4.0, right? Okay. Critical thing to talk to us about. I need to talk to us about as we talk about industry 4.0, where we have found ourselves, is helping us understand how we got here. Now, we need to understand this, and this is critical, because when people begin to say things like, I have to be on social media, I have to be here, sometimes some of us say, no, I'm not on Facebook, or I'm not on Instagram, or I don't want to be there, I just want to do my business. But it's important to understand digitization and how we've come and where we are, and helps us to understand that if we're not playing in this field, we're actually not in business. Okay, we're actually not in business because we'll be obsolete. You know what happened to dinosaurs, right? When you grow too big, we say elephants don't dance. Have you heard that saying? Elephants don't dance. You grow very big, you can't move, you can't adapt, you can't adjust, then you go obsolete. Okay. Please, who is who? Okay, I'm watching my time. Okay, I have 30 minutes more, I believe. Okay, so now this old story about AI and all of that, it all started from 1.0, industry 3.0, and that was in the 50s where we had client server, right? So people had mainframe computers, there was only one computer, just talking about the story as we go into where we are today. That was industry 3.0. Right? Everything revolved around one central computer. So nobody had a computer. Everybody was connecting to a mainframe computer. And sometimes people had to travel several kilometers to get to mainframe computers. Now, in the 80s, things began to change, right? And then we had what we call client server. And that's when we started seeing the personal computer. And in that situation, so people could have computers, they connect to a server that is situated somewhere over a network. And somewhere around there, the internet came in. And when the internet came in, suddenly they can sit in Lagos and connect to Kaduna, connect to Kano. Now, when the internet came in, then something began to happen. Business applications began to grow. More users began to come. Then people started saying things like, I want to have an email. I want to have a website. Then data, was created, right? Now, in industry 4.0, things totally changed. Now, because more users were coming, and then things went from having a desktop computer, everybody started having mobile phones. And with mobile phones, you will see that by the time I go to the next slide, that where we had 1,000 people with computers, we have billions of people with mobile devices. Now, with the internet, the cloud began to form, because every time I log into my what you may call it, my Yahoo email, I'm actually connecting to the cloud because the servers are somewhere in the USA, right? And we are creating data. So cloud computing was another thing that began to change. Then social networking started. And then people started talking about, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on the different social media platforms. And with those platforms, people began to talk about what they are doing. So all of a sudden, I go online, I snap a picture, I say, I'm happy today, or I'm in Lagos today, I'm in Kaduna tomorrow, I'm in Canada next tomorrow. All of those things that we're doing is we're creating data. We're creating data. Now, as the data was being created, then, technology started to look at how do we aggregate all this data together, to be able to make informed decisions, because if Deji goes online and is searching for a phone, how do I connect somebody that sells phone to Deji? If Deji goes online and needs cleaning services, how do I pick that information and connect it to a mobile that has cleaning services? Or how do I even connect the listing of a mobile services to Deji? So all of these things, and I'm being very simplistic here, began to happen. And that's where Industry 4.0 became very interesting, because the world was moving now to an age of, millions of data, millions of applications, millions of users, and most people, I'm sure if I check this class today, a lot of people will probably, if you are connecting to this meeting with your mobile device, can you just say, okay, let's look at it in the chat room. I started from my mobile device because I'm presenting, I had to go to my PC. But if you are connecting from your mobile device, can you just say okay in the chat room? I want to see how many people are connecting from their mobile devices. Okay. Okay, I see 2 people, Patience, Tolulope. I see Compound Cleaners. I see Laolu. You see, because somebody's probably in his office somewhere and is listening to this station. Yeah. So a lot of people, yeah, I'm sure if I check, 90% of people are on their mobile devices. Now, what does this tell us as people? What it begins to tell us is, no matter what I sell today, if I can get to the mobile devices that people hold in their hands, I can get to them, right? And there are many ways of getting to them. I can get to them whether through SMS, through WhatsApp, through whatever. Again, but because of time, like I said, talking about digital transformation and artificial intelligence is a journey, right? But I'm just trying to give us a very good foundation to help us understand that all of these things are progressing, and where we are today is what we call the age of cyber physical systems, where we're now integrating technology and humans. I'm aware that in 2024 now, it's possible to carry out operations surgically from another location to maybe from Lagos to Kaduna and so on, right? So what we're saying is, the age where we are now, the only way you're able to do all of those things is because somebody has captured data over time, somebody has analyzed the data, somebody has created applications that can help you perfectly do those things. Okay, so I won't bore you with all of this data. I've spoken about it, right? But what we have now been told by experts is that in Industry 4.0, there are a couple of things that are going to drive Industry 4.0. So there's Internet of Things. We talked about connectivity. I won't bore you with that, but it's just trying to make you understand that as you run your business, you must begin to think about, how do I play in the Internet of Things age where things are connected? I'm a cleaning business. So if I'm a cleaning business, A-Mobile by now, I expect you already are selling, tech devices, cleaning devices, because there are cleaning devices in homes that you can automate and talk to and configure, that work with artificial intelligence, that know when there's water on the floor because they've been configured and they can clean it. And they know that, oh, somebody is coming, they can stop, right? Okay. And all of these things are interconnected, right? Internet of Things is a wide area, but we're saying these are the things that are driving it, right? We have big data. Of course, I've explained that data is everywhere and everything we do becomes data, right? There's 3D printing. Unfortunately, I won't talk about all of these things. I'll just skip over them, and talk, and we'll go to artificial intelligence, which is why we're here. But I think the reason why I decided to go through this journey was really just to help us understand that AI that we talk about did not just show up. It started from a long time. It started from a journey, and where we are today, we're in a tech age, and AI has become something that has become a mainstay, right? And as business people, we then need to think about, how do we use AI to make our businesses do better, right? Okay. Now, what are the implications of all these things, that I've spoken about? The implications of everything I've said so far is just that whether we like it or not, there'll be an explosion of data. There is an explosion of data. So data is everywhere. So if I'm a business, I must learn how to use data to get the insights I want, to get what I want out of my market. 2, change is going to happen to all of us. So it's either I change or change will change me, right? Like when I was preparing for this class last night, I went to A-Mobile website, I was trying to use AI. I picked the website and I asked, I think it was Copilot or somebody to say, analyze this website. And I was very impressed because the guy came back, and it's part of what we're going to do today. And he told me, this is a professionally done website. Oh, this is done. They are on Google this, they are on that, they are on that. Everything is okay. Why should A-Mobile have why should A-Mobile have a website, right? Because I'm just saying that before we start talking about artificial intelligence, let's even talk about digital transformation. Let's talk about becoming digital. So what we're saying is, if you're not digital, if you're not leveraging digital services as a business, you know, change is going to change you essentially. Because when people are looking for cleaning services right now, they will find A-Mobile. Will they find you, right? So that's the other thing. There'll be an explosion of data. And I saw on that website, you also have a blog. Why? Because there's an explosion of data. So it means I'm present in that market. I'm creating data. I'm putting out information, right? There was a search I did and they said, oh, I can't find A-Mobile, but they wrote this article, right? So you are out there, you know, you are creating content, you are creating information, right? And then the third part that is important that we try to ignore is workforce transformation. A lot of roles will be transformed, right? In this age. An accountant may no longer be an accountant in the way we think about it, right? A lawyer may not be a lawyer in the way we think about it. A salesperson may not be a salesperson. So it's very good to knock on doors. You know, the salesperson of the previous age was somebody that could knock on doors, right? But maybe in this age, you need to learn how to be online. So it means we have to learn new skills and so on. But again, I'm sorry, that's not why we're here. I'm just trying to use these things to, you know, open up our minds to say a lot of things are going to emerge, you know, so it means we have to learn new skills. You know, somebody said that the illiterate of the 21st century is not the man that cannot read or write, because sometimes we confuse it. We think that an illiterate is somebody that cannot read or write. But it says that the illiterate of the 21st century is the man that cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn very difficult things. We have been to the university, we have been to various places. Some of us have worked in industry in the 80s and the 90s. You know, we've learned certain skills, right? But we are challenged today with a world that is saying that things have changed, that is saying that, you know, we must operate in a different way. And that requires a new kind of thinking, right? A new kind of thinking. And it's not just thinking. Thinking comes from the knowledge that we have, you know, the information that we have. It comes from what we know and we learn, you know, continue to learn, what we expose ourselves to. So essentially, I think the point there is we all have to continue to reskill and upgrade ourselves if we're going to play in this age, right? Okay? Because like I said, AI itself, you know, you see a lot of things about AI, but there are so many things that are not even, you know, relevant to what you do or your business, right? So what we're saying is you need to begin to develop technology competence. You need to begin to think about data. You know, this morning I was having a conversation with somebody, we're talking about artificial intelligence, and I was like, you want to leverage, now AI can be used for many things, but if I want to use AI to, for example, determine the products that my customers are likely to buy a year from now, or to use AI to say, for example, what other services can I sell to these customers? The question is, who are the customers? Do I have that data? What have they been buying? How often do they buy? Do I have the records? How much has they purchased from your business in the last 12 months? Can I pull up that data, right? Because what we're saying is, in this age of tech, or, you know, of digital, if you do not have data, you're already limited. I think that's where we're starting from. You are limited. So it means you have to begin to, you know, develop technology talent, data talent, processes. Because again, to leverage AI and a lot of these things, you're trying to automate processes. But how do you even automate when there's no process, right? You know, so you have to develop, you know, those competencies, and we have to collapse the old models. Honestly, the way we do business, a lot of times I see people, you're trying to set up a business, say, oh, I need an accountant, I need a lawyer, I need this, I need that. Maybe you need to start thinking differently, because there are a lot of things that can be done electronically and can be done remotely, and, you know, can bring down a cost. But again, that's not why we're here. Let's talk about conversational AI, right? And, you know, I like the video that was played when we started, and it just basically gave us a view of the various applications of artificial intelligence. We have seen driverless cars, for example. I mean, or we've heard about these cars that drive themselves, right? that drive themselves, and you are wondering, how do these cars drive themselves? It's because these cars have been trained on a lot of data. You know, they've been trained on environmental data. They've been trained that when the car is this close, they've been trained that when the weather is like this, you put on the light. They've been trained that when you see the red signal, stop. You know, they've been trained on different conditions. When the road is bumpy, slow down. And all of that data has been put together, right? And then it is now, you know, made operational. So AI, or artificial intelligence, is basically gathering human intelligence. So everything we have in our brains and knowledge, the books that have been written, putting all of those things together in what we call large language models for conversational AI, and you know, and then putting them together in a way that we can interact with. I'm trying to be very simplistic here. Now, what are the applications of these things? So what we're saying is, if we're able to aggregate all the data that is available and we're put it in a way where we can interact with it, then we can begin to look at, are there things that I do not need to do manually? Are there things that are repetitive that I can automate, right? And then, like I was saying, as a business, sometimes you want to know, based on the economic trends, what is likely to happen in my business in 2024? Or based on my performance for last year, which is very interesting. For a small business, a lot of times, you sit there, you have data sometimes, you look at your financials and you want to ask yourself, based on my performance this year, how, from a financial perspective, where am I? Can I attract investment, right? And then you are looking for a financial expert. Well, actually, if you take that data and you put it into, you know, some artificial intelligence tool, it will analyze it to tell you your ratios, it will tell you your gaps, it will tell you your cash flow position and the implications, and it will advise you now on what to do. And these tools, a lot of them are free, but we'll get into it. So it helps you predict the future based on, you know, the past. And then you can also use it, you know, to begin to tailor experiences. And we'll look at experiences, examples, because like I said, I want to actually go practical. I just don't want to talk, right? And then, so what are the benefits to small businesses? We can't overflog that. You'll be better if you leverage technology, right? You'll be better if you leverage artificial intelligence, especially because there are a lot of things that for me, I also run a small business. There are things that today I do by myself. I need to drop a proposal today. I don't need anybody to drop a proposal for me. I just need like an hour or two. As long as I know what the proposal is about and I know what I want to talk about, I know how to interact with AI to say, do all of this for me, right? And it will do it for me, right? So you can increase efficiency that way. You want to drop a contract for a small business. You are not Nigerian breweries, you are not Guinness, you are not MTN, you're running your business. Sometimes a lot of money that we pay, we're just wasting money and we're wasting time because you can increase efficiency by leveraging these tools, right? And then decision making, you can make better decisions because you can play with your data and, you know, get advice. And then your customer experience. Okay, so let's look at you know, some practical, you know, applications. But before I get into that, you know, just to show us what the trends are, you know, I'm trying not to be too academic, but there's no way you talk about this without putting out some data out there, right? So there are people that believe in hard work. Hard work is good, but we have to learn that, you know, there are smarter ways of doing things, right? So this is the projection for artificial intelligence. And we're saying that using AI systems based on projections, productivity is going to increase by these percentages that we have on the screen. Now, how is that possible? If you look on my left here, you will see that there are so many tools today that help us do the things that we used to do. I'll give examples. If I'm a blogger, I can actually go to autoblogger.ai and tell it that I want you to write me a blog about cleaning services. And I want to focus in the Lagos subsector and, you know, talk about the specifics. And I'll teach us how to interact with AI. That's my overall focus for today, right? It will do that for you, right? There are audio notes. I mean, today when I take meetings like this, I record this. I don't sit in the meeting. There are AI tools that will take the meeting notes, transcribe everything for you, tell you who said what, even do sentiment analysis to tell you that the attitude in the room was good, it wasn't good, you know. There are meeting tools, there are research tools, you know, there are coding tools. There are so many tools out there that we can take advantage of, right? So there are lots of tools. that help us increase productivity. And I have a lot of them on the screen, right? For your daily life, all of these things can help you plan your life, content creation, beautiful AI, chat, you know, all of this. I'm going to share the slides so you can have them. There are Twitter tools. So there are people that are like, oh, I want to be on Twitter. I want to talk about my business on Twitter every day, but I can't sit down to write it. But there are tools that you can interact with and say, I'm a cleaning business. I want to generate Twitter, you know, content for the next 30 days. And I want to speak to an audience of 15 to 45-year-olds, or I'll say maybe 25 to 45-year-olds who are, you know, upwardly mobile, and so on and so on. And you tell it what you want and you put it out there, and this guy will generate the content for you. And all you are doing is copying and pasting, right? So there are a lot of tools that we have out there. There are music tools, marketing tools, research tools. All of these things are free. Oh, I want to be on YouTube. I want to create my own channel. I want to talk on YouTube. I want to talk about my business, but I don't have the time, right? There are tools that help us do all of these things, right? Okay. Now, then there are also the conversational AI tools that we're all familiar with or we've heard about. And if you have not heard about it, we'll look at one or two this afternoon as they get into rounding up, right? There are some that are paid, but we all know ChatGPT. I'll talk about ChatGPT. There's Cloudy, there is Bard from Google, there's Canva AI. You know, so last year, I remember, you know, we used to have these meetings and all of the time I'll be begging some people to help me edit the videos. And it was really frustrating. So I just looked online. I saw Canva. Canva was about 23,000 per annum. I subscribed and I edit all my videos myself today. I just go on Canva. I want to create a slide. If I'm really, you know, in a hurry, I say, I'm making an AI presentation, prepare the content for me. It's to this level. It will do all of that for you, right? So I'm just saying there are tools out there, okay, that you can use. All right. So, but let's look at, you know, how do we use conversational AI, the one that is free, that is in front of us. What I would say is, if you're on your device, you can go to maybe Bard, B-A-R-D, .ai, that's from Google. You can look at ChatGPT. I'll bring it up on my screen. But I will just give us what I call fundamentals for interacting with conversational AI. There are a lot of things that we can do with AI. And to be very practical, I remember speaking to a friend who is in building construction, and he said to me, I'm looking for a template to do bill of quantity. And so we had that, and I said, okay, don't worry, we had a conversation, we sat down, and I said, okay, bill of quantity for what? So he told me, we're trying to build in Ikoyi, Lagos, and all of that. And I said, okay, let's go into ChatGPT. So we say, as a building contractor, I want to build a 10-story building in Ikoyi, Lagos, on a 500 by whatever square piece of land, right? Generate a bill of quantity for me so that I can plan. And we put that in, and the guy generated everything. And we'll see all those examples. But the point I want to make is, in interacting with artificial intelligence, two things I will say. Number one is that you must know how to talk to it. It's a large language model, which means you can interact with it, you can speak to it, it will hear you, you can talk to it, you can chat with it. So, you know, when we go to Google, we just say, Google, I'm searching for something. No, this is not Google. For this is interactive. It gives you feedback, you talk to it. But the fundamental thing is, there must always be a role. So when you are trying to pull data from AI, you must be able to say, who are you? So you're saying, as a lawyer, I want to look for all cases that, you know, so the first thing is define the role. Number two, say what you want. And then number three, say why. Okay. So I will end my presentation here, then I will share my screen, right? I will share my PC screen, and we can look at actual, you know, practicals. Okay. Is that okay? Any question so far? How many more minutes do I have, please? Is anybody in the room? Are we following? Or am I losing us?
We're in the room. We're in the room.
Yeah, it is, sir.
Am I going too fast?
No,
Not really.
Too fast. I don't know
Am I
about
too
others.
slow? I'm just
We are flowing with you, sir.
I'm
okay. We're in
flowing
the room.
deep, so we are
Okay.
like.
So just to be very practical, because I believe that we're talking to a small business audience. So I've explained that you can interact with any of these tools. So what I have here is called ChatGPT, right? So if I just go to my browser and I say ChatGPT and I say okay, because I already have an account and you can see that I actually use it a lot, right? I use it a lot, right? Because talking about productivity, and I will show us examples of what I'm talking about. So sorry, I need to remove this thing from my screen. 1 minute. There's this Zoom thing that is blocking my screen, but never mind. So let's start from here. You're a small business, right? So I have a friend that writes a blog every day and he sends it so he started by sending on SMS. So I said, well, why can't we do a blog? So every day he sends me content and my responsibility is to help him put it online. Now, so what do I do with the content he sends to me, right? Let's start from there. Because we're small businesses, so we probably want to put our content out there. So look at this very simple prompt that I put out because you're writing a blog or something, right? So I come here and say, you're an influential Christian blogger aiming to captivate a global Christian audience with an inspirational spiritual experience. So analyze the copy below and provide strategic recommendations for the parameters listed. The goal, like I said, is to enhance the blog's engagement and stickiness. So that's what I'm asking it to do, right? So if you notice, I have some things I put in parentheses just to make it easy. So when I say parameters, I put parameters here. So it knows that anything that is down here, those are the parameters I want. So I tell it, ChatGPT, number one, propose a simple search engine optimized blog title. So I'm telling it what I want. Give me a title, right? And keep it under 60 characters. I'm very specific, right? And I say also, write an introductory blog summary of 200 words. Okay? And I go on and on. I'll just copy everything I have, use it to explain what I'm talking about. So I come to ChatGPT here and I do exactly that, right? I say, okay, let me change this to Muslim. And I say global Muslim. Right? Now, where is the copy? This is the copy. So the only thing my friend sent to me is the word. These are the three things he sent to me. So I say, okay. You see what happens next. Your AI tool will start helping you. Now, this SEO optimized blog title is something you will usually need an expert in SEO to tell you, to help you get. But it's doing this summary of the blog it has written for. This summary is something that will take me time to write. It's written it for me. I said, suggest email use. Based on the content is a person standing at crossroads, you can use an open Bible or whatever, right? I told this, recommend some songs that are relevant to the content, right? Give me global, you can put these songs in blue. You can put all of this. And I said, give me some impactful quotes that are relevant, right? Now, at the end of the day, let me show you the outcome of what we're talking about here. Right? Wix. While that's loading, right? That's an example. So, I'm a small business. Please create a simple customer onboarding process for my business. So now, as a management consultant, and I say, please align with the McKinsey model in generating results. My goal is to improve business operations. Present your output in a table. That's a prompt. Now, so you can see what it has done for me, right? Then I say, you know, this is something that I will engage a consultant for, right? Okay. Then I say, okay. I say, thank you. I say, thank you. But this is not what I want. I want a process for onboarding new customers who buy cleaning services from me. Okay. This looks okay. Okay, but I want something more specific. Use the following columns. So I want an activity. I want the step. I want the details. I want the outcome. And I want the tools. And I want the outcome. So you can see that I'm actually engaging this guy like we're human. And that's the thing. So that's the, you know, beauty of conversational AI, right? You can interact with it. Now, if anybody can give me, I mean, a practical, something you would like, well, we're Nigerians now, so we ask, I always say please, but you know, the thing is, if you are rude, it will actually tell you, because understand that what you have in here is both human knowledge and general data, right? So, for example, permit me to just, are you mad? So you can see the responses. I'm not capable of experiencing emotions. So this is just a simple, okay, so let's look at other scenarios. So I'm a small business.
Sorry, sir. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes.
if you can actually give us a scenario for a cleaning. So the same thing that you just said now, if we can actually use as a cleaning business owner, how can I onboard cleaners into, as a cleaning business owner? So the same onboarding process, but as a cleaning business owner, so that we can actually see the way it's going to actually bring everything up.
Cleaning business
owner.
Please, I like using please.
Yes, please.
Please develop an onboarding process. My objective is to ensure new cleaners on my team are properly integrated within the first week. Also create a checklist that our admin team can follow. Please generate your process bearing in mind that we are a small business with head count of, let's just say, 20 people. You know, so why am I saying all of this? So I'm trying to teach us that when you use AI, you must be very specific, and that's why I said it's a process, right? So can you see what is happening? Is actually creating for you a kit, right? So the first day, you know, complete necessary work, blah 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 blah. You know, now it has created for me a checklist. So we print this out, and this becomes a very, you know, very, you know, okay. Let's look at another example, right? Let's look at another example. As a cleaning company, as a building expert, please generate a BOQ for building our new HQ in Maryland, Lagos. Immobile, Lagos. We intend to build a 50-floor skyscraper. This is just a so look at what he's saying here. The guy says is extensive and detailed document that requires specialized knowledge. Okay, so let me refine it and say for a 5-floor. I'm just trying to building. Now, all of this is free, yeah? So you can say present this in a table and include a column for costs. Present currency in Naira. So you notice that sometimes I don't pay attention to punctuation and all of those things, right? It's just because it's intelligent enough to know, right? To pick the errors and correct it. So as you can see that it's actually creating a full document for you. Now, so these are just examples of, and all of this is available free, right? I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I think the essence of what I'm saying is think about whatever you want to do. I mean, let me take a different example. So, Immobile is a cleaning and sanitation business. We have been asked to present a proposal to supply 1,000 units of mobile toilets to the UN. In addition, we are required to prepare a 1-year support contract to support the delivery. As an expert proposal writer, kindly prepare a proposal that we can submit. So can you, if you're following, can you see what? So now it means a lot of things that you spend energy to do. These things can do. But the second thing I said I needed to say is, but AI is not a silver bullet. What do I mean? Because people make the mistake to think whatever AI gives you is correct. No. So there's a term we call hallucination. And what that means is sometimes AI gives out wrong information, right? So when you are working with artificial intelligence, conversational AI tools especially, the responsibility is on you to validate the data. So you can't just pick something from AI and go and use it. You'll be in trouble. So you must look at the data, validate it, and correct it. But can we see an example of, yeah? So I can also say, okay, please prepare an invoice using standard templates. We intend submitting along with this proposal. So, and I think part of what I'm also trying to emphasize is that, see, artificial intelligence is a conversational tool. So you can interact with it, and speak to it, and, you continue to get the things that you want, right, from it. And then, why I also said is the journey is learning new things. So like last night, there was something I did. I don't want to take our time with this because I want to touch the two other tools as I round up. So like last night, I was just playing around and I said, as an expert consultant in the cleaning industry, use the Deloitte model to generate a business process for document for cleaning a 3-bedroom flat. I wrote planning, but to know that it's cleaning, keep the processes in a table. Now, ideally, I should go and pay Deloitte. But remember, these frameworks they've all been, put together and, gathered. So if I change this and I say, use the, let's say, use the KPMG model. So it says, why I can't provide exact replica, I can help you structure a business process document that is based on a table format. Yeah, okay. So you can see, so even for your team, so there are lots of things that, some of these things that we're generating easily, you have to pay consultants for them, and it's not even paying consultants. So now think about it as a business. Our meetings can be more effective because if we're trying to plan processes, we have created something like this, then we just need to brainstorm over it and improve it. So he's saying, if you want to clean, pre-cleaning, ensure that the supplies are available, who is responsible for that? What's the KPI for that? Room cleaning service, clean each room, what's the KPI? So we can then say for each room that is this size, you should not spend more than 30 minutes. And we're measuring that. So you can see how you can use, AI to, become more productive, right? To become more productive. I mean, anybody can, if you can drop me any, okay, fantastic. As a pest control, I'm sure this is Madam Sumbo. Right? She's the only one that would say as a pest control.
Yes, I am.
I know. It has to be you. Right? No, but it's interesting because we will put it in there and we will see. Okay, I think I didn't copy it properly. I don't know, for some reason I'm having issues copying this thing.
Okay, do you want me to read it?
Hello, sir, you can't copy it. Sir, you can't copy it. The Zoom platform won't let you copy it. It's not
Okay,
copyable.
no problem. So I'll just type it as
Yes.
a pest
Pest
control
control management professional.
So first, as a business or as a strategy,
Yeah.
or let's say as a business growth consultant,
Please generate.
recommend strategies that I can employ to increase my business revenues in the 2024 FY. My business is in the pest management. Sorry, you can
Yes.
guide me.
Yes.
Pest management
Yes, please.
and cleaning sector. We currently operate out of Lagos, Nigeria, and have ambitions to reach across Africa without necessarily investing in brick and mortar in those locations. We would like to pursue a digital strategy. So we have told you what we want. So what we're saying is, so even though people say, oh, using AI will make you lazy, it really doesn't make you lazy. It's how much you can think about what you want and how you can communicate it, right? Okay, so it's telling you the things that, okay, if that's your strategy, yeah, you have to create online presence, social media marketing, content marketing, local SEO for expansion, digital advertising, e-commerce. This is quite generic, right? So I would say this is quite generic. Please let me have something actionable and practical. So you can see now it's getting specific. So you can be on and on like that. So, and that's why it's conversational. So you have to interact with these tools like you're talking to a friend. No. So somebody says this is good, but I just checked. You need to subscribe. No, I'll explain that, right? I'll explain that. So if you notice here, there are two versions. There's ChatGPT 3.5. There's the version 4, right? The version 4 is broader. It can do more. And then it is current. And then, so if you look at everything we are doing here, we are dealing with historical data. But if I want to interact with the internet, you know, I want current data, then I need to subscribe to ChatGPT 4, right? And with that, you can do other things. You can do image creation. With that, I can pick an Excel data sheet. An Excel sheet, drop it in there and ask that, analyze it. I can pick a whole book PDF, drop it there and say, summarize this book for me. There are a lot of things that you can do with the paid version. But I've used the paid version. I use it when I need to use it, but you do not need the paid version in most cases, because everything I've done here, I did with the free version. If you see here, it's asking me to renew, but I'm not renewing because, I have enough for what I need. When I want to do detailed, you know, something that is more complicated, I can go there. And besides, very good question. So let me show us Copilot, right? Okay, so let me I'll share my screen again. So what I showed us is ChatGPT, that's from OpenAI. We also have other tools. Okay, so if I go to Microsoft, so if you go to Microsoft has a free tool that is called Copilot, and Copilot can do a whole lot more. Now, Copilot using ChatGPT 4, even though it's free. So I can say to Copilot, for example, generate an image of a mango wearing sunglasses and sitting on the beach in Lagos. I'm just using a very wild, a wide example, a generic example. But it's just to show us that, see, these tools are out there, they are free, but you can, it's asking me to update something. But you can, it's asking for some personal information, so I'll just quickly update that, right? So, I will be rounding up shortly. It's almost 2. By 2 I'll round up, but I just wanted to show us that you have other tools. It's not only ChatGPT, so you can use Copilot from Microsoft, and you can also use Bard from Google. Okay, so let me show you Bard. 1 minute. Okay, so Google also has its own tool that is called Bard, and these are all free tools. So you can go there and you can use these things for, everything and anything, right? Like this particular one, I've used it for, I think the time I was doing process documentation. The other one was a PDF document. I took a snapshot, put it here. It will generate the table for you. Let me see if I can find it. Look at the different things that you can do, because time is running up. I'm just saying, I said, please write me a summary of the book 48 Laws of Power. It will write it for you. Whatever you want to do, right? Okay, look at this example. I said to it, extract, yeah. So you can see, I took a screenshot of this table and I said, extract and rebuild this table. And you can see it rebuilt the table for me. So these are just tools that help you to be more productive in very, very, simple terms, right? In very simple terms. Let's see if Copilot is back. Okay. Let me just use one of their own ready-made. Okay. Like I said, I wanted this to be practical, and I just wanted to give a background. we can't cover this in 2 hours really, because there's a whole lot. There are so many things you can do. Image generation, and there are so many applications of it. There's DALL-E, there are so many things so that you can do, right? So like you can see now, based on what I asked you to do is actually creating that image. So I think the essential thing to say is whatever you want to do, you probably can achieve using these tools. It depends on your own level of creativity and clarity. Okay. You can see based on the text you told it has created something, and you can play around these things yourselves. So let me just so what's a mobile website?
www.amobile. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
amobiletoilets.com.ng. Toilets.com.ng. Yes, amobile toilets. Toilets.com.ng.
So there's a whole lot that you can do now. Just to say, it depends on what you're trying to do. For Copilot is online. So what I'm doing here, you can't do with what is it called? You can't do with ChatGPT unless you pay for it, right? Okay.
Okay.
Please do your analysis from the digital marketing perspective and advice on improvement. So like I said, it's conversational AI, so you keep engaging it. And okay, this is not what I asked you to do. Sorry. So, I mean, I would like to take questions. I'd like to take questions. Yes. Thank you. I'd like to take questions as we begin to round up, please. I'd like to take questions. I'd like to take questions from the house, please. Any questions, anything I need to clarify? So essentially this afternoon, I think I've discussed with us the digital economy and digital transformation. I've explained to us that everything that we're looking at today, we must learn these skills and use these skills. Why? Because the world itself has gone through a couple of transitions, and we're currently in what we call Industry 4.0, which is an age where computers and humans are being merged, right? It means we are leveraging, and that's why, you see people wearing smart watches, smart glasses, smart that, and a lot of data is being generated, and that generated data is being used for economic purposes. So what we're saying is, as business people, we must learn these skills and learn how to use these tools to improve our businesses, because at the end of the day, the market we are trying to sell to, the market is online, right? The market is really digital today. So I think at that point, I would like to end my discussion. If there's any question, I can take it. I'd like to say thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you much more, Mr. Deji Oedele. Thank you very much. We want to appreciate you for this fantastic lecture. It's awesome. Myself, I've learned so much, so much. We are so grateful, sir. So
thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's now time for question and answers. And may I say, you should be assured of the best answers from our dear facilitator. But before then, we have some questions that had been asked before this training began. And before that is asked, please, in case you have any question, you can choose to raise your hand on the platform here, or put your question in chat box. So, I'll be sending the questions now on the poll platform, on the poll. So I have two questions. We have two questions now that I want to share. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. All right. So I'm launching it, sir.
Okay, sir.
These two questions have been asked beforehand. Can you see it, sir?
Yeah, I can see the question. Okay, so
The question one.
so where are the various places? Sorry, I need to mute my phone.
All right.
I'll just leave. Okay. So the question one says, what are the various areas where AI can be used in a cleaning services and pest control business like ours? Right. And to be honest, it can be used in various areas. So let's look at your business from you want to sell, right? Business is about, you are trying to create value. So you can start from what products should you even be selling? You can do market research actually with these things. You can actually go to the same, ChatGPT or Bard or any of these tools and say, I'm a cleaning business, this is what I do. Put as much detail as you want to put there. And then you are saying things like, I'm operating in this demographic or in this area. What kinds of products do you think would you recommend I should provide to this market? You can do your pricing strategy, for example. Sometimes we're like, and I mean, it's just like this, it takes a lot of time. But if you go on there right now and you say, please, I'm a cleaning business, I'd like to create a pricing strategy for my products. This is what my competitors do in the market. So it takes time, but there are many things you can do with it. And the example I gave, for example, your day-to-day processes, there are things that we bring in consultants for, right? But the truth is, for a small business, you need to grow to that level, right? There are some expenses that we do that we don't need to spend, right? I want to create a contract. If you are clear about what the contract is, you can actually use these tools to say, I'm entering into this contract, draft something for me. It drafts it for you, say, based on the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, please make sure that the contract contains all the international standards for contracting. And when it's done, there's a difference in between saying, asking a lawyer to create a contract for you and saying, please, can you review this contract for me? So I'm just saying, it puts a lot of power in your hands as a business owner, even to brainstorm, to create artifacts. There are so many things you can do with it. I don't know if I answered your question properly. But I'm just saying it depends on how what you're looking for and how you look at it, right? The other things I didn't touch, so these days people have chat bots and all of these things. Customer service. AI can do customer service for you. I know a particular company in India that practically shut down their human customer service operations because now you have a chat bot that when people ask questions, there's a knowledge base, it can respond based on the question, it knows what is likely to be the problem and respond. If it was human, the human will still be checking and asking questions that will come back to you. So there are multiple applications. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm speaking to your specific need, but you can ask again, right? Now, will AI not replace human labor in days to come? I hear this a lot, and what I will tell you is, like I said, the illiterate of the 21st century is not the man that cannot read or write. It's the man that cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So, and what that means is, if I intend to be relevant in this age, some industries will die, some jobs will die. I mean, this is a public class, but I dare to say that in the near future, a lot of lawyers will be out of jobs. Why? Because with artificial intelligence, I mean, IBM has Watson that has been out there forever. He has curated all the cases that have ever happened. When there's a case out there, I can go to it and interact with it and say, what should be the outcome of this, or what should be the outcome of that. Before I even take on the case, I can look at what are the chances of winning this case and things like that. Medical science, you know that today, because you have curated a lot of different kinds of cancers, different kinds of diseases, it's even easier to do diagnosis, right? It also means that in things like surgery and so on, a lot of people, if you're not very good, you may become obsolete, because with technology changing, with AI, people are able to remotely do, maybe somebody from the UK is carrying out a surgery in Nigeria, and you're only able to get to that level of precision because you have things like artificial intelligence that are also supporting and enhancing it. So it means if you are not very good, you won't have a job, right? But also remember that in every revolution, some jobs were destroyed and new jobs created. Now, actually, looking at conversational AI alone, do you know that there are many jobs and professions that are now being created. I can sit down and say, okay, I want to be a content creator. I can say I want to be an SEO expert. I know it takes more than, and I'm not saying these things absolutely, but I'm just saying you can start off, developing new skills with all of these things. I just mentioned that with Canva, for example, I don't really need to pay anybody. If I'm interested in design, I can do all my designs, video, static, by myself. Yes, and it's good quality. There are templates, there are things I can use, I can improve on it. So I can do a bit of stuff myself, right? So that means if you are in that area of business and you're not improving, and so how did I get to that point? For example, I got to that point because the person I use always wastes my time. So now I'll do it myself. I'll sit over the weekend and do it. So if the person doesn't learn how to use technology to improve, then the person will be obsolete. So I don't believe that it will replace human labor. No, remember that somebody needs to even program it. Somebody needs to. So it's just like there will be a change in skills that are required. But I don't think AI will ever replace humans, not in the near future. Yeah, thank you.
Well, once again, thank you, Mr.
All right, thank you very much. I don't know if I've answered your questions.
Mr. Dominic, Dominic.
But if you have any other question, I'm happy to take it. If there's no other question, I would like to say thank you very much to A Mobile for the opportunity to take this class. I hope it was a good class because I must also apologize. There was a clash, so I actually had to take the class in my car. So I had to just jump out of somewhere, take it. So, but I hope it was worth your time. Yeah.
Oh, thank you
very much. And thanks for the invitation.
Okay. I think I have a question, Mr. Oyedele.
I have one too.
Okay. So my question is this. Hello, Mr. Deji.
Sorry?
Yeah, I have a question, please.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so now, if we decide to be using, so for example, if I use, maybe I use ChatGPT, I use BARD, I use all those things. Now, yes, I don't like calling competitors competitors. I like to call competitors co-workers. I don't like all these competitors, that word. Me, I change it to co-workers. So if we as in we co-workers, for example, we go for bidding, you understand? And all of us are using this. I'm just imagining in my head, I don't know. If we use the same process like this ChatGPT, now the point is, won't the person that is actually looking at our proposal be like, look at these people, they just, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. I'm just wondering, because I know that some people will go now and they'll just think that, oh, let me just copy and paste. I'll just go to ChatGPT. I'll go and type how to create a cleaning proposal, for example. So I create a cleaning proposal. I'll just take it straight from it, dump it, you understand? And what it simply now means is, if we are going to bid for a job, we are going to have almost the same proposal, you understand? Because we went. So what do you have to say about that?
Okay, what I would say about that is, like I said, using conversational AI itself is a skill.
Yeah.
Now, if we both go online and request for a proposal, we will never get the same output, because remember, your context, the context of your prompt determines what is generated. That's number one. Number two, I also mentioned that AI is supposed to support us. It's not supposed to replace our abilities, right? Totally. It's supposed to support us. I always look at it like, in the past, people used to trek, right? They used to trek long distances. But these days, you're going to work, you jump in a car, you drive. That car is like AI. It's just supposed to improve your, ability to move around, right? Your commute. But you are still the person moving around, right? It doesn't take away. You still need to make that decision. And your car would not just take you from here to Ibadan, or from here to Lagos or Osogbo, anywhere. It will move you based on your own decision, right? So you are still the one sitting in the driver's seat. Now, I also mentioned that hallucination. Anybody that makes the mistake of thinking that, oh, I just speak at a ChatGPT or Cloud or any of these people and I tap, you put yourself in trouble. Because, I mean, not just theoretically, practically I've seen it that AI hallucination, you know, hallucination is sometimes it's confused and makes mistakes. It gives you wrong information because it's working with a huge data set. So when you get proposals out, it's just to guide you. Remember, it's to improve your productivity. So that time I should have spent trying to think of how should I, I've taken that time out. My job is to then take that and improve it. Otherwise, there can be no uniqueness in what you're submitting, right? So I would say that let's not plagiarize and just be taking things and, you know, using it like that. It will lead to failure, I must say.
All right, thank you, sir.
So, can I ask my question?
Yes, you
sir.
can go ahead.
All right. So, Mr. Adele, I thank you for this thus far. So my question is this, by the grace of God, I've been following AI for quite a number of years now. In fact, I had a course on it. I had a course on that while I was in my final year. If I did a project on it as part of my final year project. So sometime before following up for quite a while. But my concern is, even though I so much believe that, of course, is to support human, not to replace human. But where I'm going to is, from now till when should we really be expecting the manifestation of that AI in full or almost full usage? I know it's close, but it might not be that close. Because I must say with you, sir, I told some person days ago that yes, it's possible. We are coming to that realization, but I think we have some time to develop some of these machine learning skills or capacity to get to that level when it comes into full use. So when, endlessly, it might not be an exact number of years. Or how do you, I just need your understanding or thought of the time in which this will become into real manifestation, an idea of it. I hope you're...
For me, it's already manifestation. So, sorry, please let me. My piece is about to go off. So I don't know. Can you please allow me on mute on my phone?
All right, sir. All right, sir.
If you allow me to unmute on my phone, so that I can.
Yes, you can unmute, sir. Can I unmute?
No, it says the host is not allowing.
Okay, I think I'm. All right, you should be able to unmute now.
No, it's still not.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah, you can unmute now. Can you?
All right, thank you. Okay, so I'll just exit this. Okay, so people paint a gory picture of the future of saying AI will take over this and that. I can't say exactly when AI will become the main thing, but I know that according to there's this guy called Andrew Ng, who is like one of the fathers of AI. I've taken some of his courses online. He says that we are still at the entry level. There are a lot of things that we see in movies. Those capabilities probably will not exist based on where we are in reality in 100 years. The reason why there's so much buzz today about AI is just because of when ChatGPT came onto the mainstream and people saw, you know, how much it has added to productivity, right? But I don't know if how close we are. I really can't say, to be honest, and I don't want to misinform. But I know that it's something that is progressively developing, and I can also say that people that are smart will start learning those skills. There are things I didn't talk about today, right? But I emphasize data. And the important thing is, so for example, if I look at A-Mobile as a business, the truth is to really use ChatGPT, you probably want to build your own model that has your data that you can interact with to be able to, you know, make business decisions and improve based on your unique data. Or you want to talk into generic large language models, right? So it's not static, it's a continuous thing. Right now, what we're playing with is the models that some people have put together. So, and that's why I said that it's a journey. And I mean, as a person, I'm actually continuously learning on this. You know, I have a few friends that we're collaborating. He's putting out videos. I'm reviewing for him. He's doing research. We're having conversations. I think what I will say finally is, like my friend told me, the guy was like, see, Deji, we're not here during the Industrial Revolution. We're not here when it started, right? But we are here in this Industry 4.0, especially in this AI revolution. If we develop ourselves and focus on these things, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we will be the thought leaders of this industry. Because the truth is, a lot of people call themselves experts, but they are not real experts as the way people say it. There are some people that are experts in it, but generally, so many people are still learning it, right? So what I would say is an opportunity, is a level playing ground to learn and give ourselves an advantage, right? I've taken more than my time, but also let me say this. There was a research that I read where they took a group of people that had very high IQ, and they brought a group of people that had, low IQ based on available data. And they gave them tasks, and with the use of artificial intelligence, the not so intelligent people were able to outperform the exceptional people. So that's trying to say that it doesn't matter. And this is factual data. I wish I can find it, right? Real data, So, and what that tells us is we have to leverage these tools. Look at it as leverage. Don't allow it to replace, right? So for somebody like me, when I'm at work, improving productivity, there are so many emails, and sometimes I'm so stressed. So somebody writes me an email, I pick the email, I put it in ChatGPT, and I say, please help me write a response to this person. These are my thoughts. It will put it in clear language. I copy, I paste, I respond, right? So you can use it for several things, but it cannot replace, it can never replace the human faculty. And again, I don't know when it will become mainstream, 100%, or if it will become mainstream, 100%. But the applications are growing.
Yes. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Wow. 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 Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Edele, I wasn't expecting anything lesser. Please, on the chat group, if you know that this was definitely worth your time, and if you know that you have learned so much, please, can you please encourage our speaker for today in the chat box? If you know that, yes, this was definitely, it was worth it, please encourage and let our speaker know before he actually leaves. So that, of course, we need to encourage each other, because I have learned so much. I've written, I think I wrote like two, my notebook was like 2 leaves was actually filled up, and I'm like, I've learned so much from this training today. And like we always say, cleaning and pest control is a business of technology. I'm sure every one of us, we definitely agree now that our business is the business of technology. So a lot of us should stop being so myopic about our businesses. We should stop thinking, oh, I'm just going to be carrying my broom and whatever, and I'm just going to be doing it. I'll carry my backpack and I'm just moving. No, it simply means this year you should understand that technology is an essential part of our business. If you know that you want to have the boom that we are talking about in the industry, then you have to definitely invest in technology. You have to invest in digital economy. It is extremely important. You cannot rule that out at all. And I learned so much today. And one of my take home today is I need to understand that on top of all businesses, technology is actually key. So technology is key. Then another thing that I actually wrote down here, I said he was talking about business impact. We should understand data. And if you know that there was a training we did last year and we were talking about data, a lot of us do not know that data in our business is essential. When we're planning to actually, we wanted to employ more people in our company, in Amobile, we were able to employ more people and be able to pay salaries because we were keeping data. Data is essential. You cannot do without data, because it is data you are going to need to even be able to ask AI several questions. So you need to understand, even like using the usage of different equipment. There are so many equipment now that are coming into the cleaning industry that some of us are going to be seeing. And when we start seeing it in Nigeria now, I'm sure all of us will just be wondering, and they taught us about this thing. So can we start thinking ahead? Think outside the box. That's the way we can build this industry together. We can only build this industry if every one of us are thinking outside the box. And, we are on top of each other. So it simply means OmiClean, they're thinking outside the box. And I'm like, oh my God, look at what OmiClean, OmiClean is doing this AI. Oh my God, I need to run more. And that's what we need in this industry, because if we do that, it simply means customers are going to ensure, they're going to look at this industry and see that, yes, we are in serious business. When we give them price, they will understand that all of us understand this business. And that's the thing. And so I just want to encourage every one of us. Some of us are saying that we are not getting clients. Do you want to, like, for example, while they were just speaking now, I went to ChatGPT and I went there and I said, okay, how can I get more clients in Ikeja for my pest control business? And guess what? He actually brought several things, and from there you can start something that is actually new. So you need to think. If you can't think, you understand? If you can't think, you won't get clarity. If you don't have that clarity, if you don't know how to think, then as a business owner in this realm, in this region, you don't think maybe, I've been in the business for 15 years. I've been in business for 20 years. Let me tell you, it's no business as usual. And that's the truth. You cannot stop reading. You can't stop learning. And that's what we are doing at A Mobile Group Academy. We want to ensure that, yes, we are learning and we are reading every day. Okay, so I want to use this opportunity once again to say a big thank you to our facilitator, Mr. Oyedele. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. We are going to be bringing him on also for one of our paid training on structure. I'm sure a lot of us, he's very good on structure, very, very good on structure. So anytime you hear us that we're actually making an advert for structure, just know that Mr. Oyedele, you understand, is actually going to be in that class. And if you are looking at A Mobile, how we started, what gave that inspiration? Mr. Oyedele was one of the people that actually pushed us into what we are doing as business owners. Sometimes, I call him in the middle of the night and I'm chatting. I'm trying to ask him some questions and he's giving me, okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And he was actually one of the people that encouraged us to start keeping data. Mr. Oyedele, I know you can remember. I can remember when we're using Microsoft Professional. I remember. You understand? He was the one that then you would just be like, he'll be training me. I'll just sit down with him. I'm like, oh my God, this, himself and another very good friend, Mr. Folu Ijagulu. And they would just be training and I'm like, what is this? I'm so happy I learned so much from them. You understand? And today, you understand, even till now, I'm still learning so much from him. He's my boss any day. And we're going to be having structured training. He's going to be on board. And so if you want to, just run to our DMs now, and we have several trainings this year coming on board. We have a training coming on board for, if you know that maybe you have someone that wants to start the business, and you want to start the business properly. We have one is for masterclass in cleaning. This is a beginner's class, and it's just for 22,000 naira. Just for 22,000 naira. Let me tell you, anybody that has gone through our academy, we know that we put in everything in our academy. The reason why we are starting with beginners class is you need to understand the rudiments of cleaning first before you even go into your intermediate cleaning. You understand? So if you have any friend, you have any enemies, not just friend, why don't you just recommend them, for this training that's actually coming on board? And of course, we have our intermediate class. Also, we have an intermediate class coming on board on the 25th also of this month. It's a small class, but definitely if you have anybody interested also, you can actually register for the 25th intermediate class. And because all our trainings are actually certified, they're certified by the Lagos State government. And remember that also we have several bodies that we actually affiliated to at A Mobile Group Academy. Once again, I want to say a big thank you for joining this training. And remember, we have this business clinic every third Wednesday of every month. I repeat, third Wednesday of every month is our business clinic. So please put it in your diary. Third Wednesday of every month, the third Wednesday in every month is our business clinic. And next month, you don't want to miss our next month training. We have another wonderful topic that is actually, coming on board. So make sure you don't miss it. Clear your, clear it. It's free, so you're going to learn. Thank you once again, and we appreciate everybody. To our team at A Mobile Group Academy, you guys are the best, seriously. Please, can you encourage the team? So I have Mrs. Doyin, who is the principal, Mrs. Doyin, and I have Mr. Kunle also on board. They are the ones that made that. They were the one that came up with all these things, and it's good to have a very good team. I'm proud of them. You guys are, you guys are doing very, very well. So please let me to encourage them. Please let me to thank them. Please thank them in the box, in the chat box for us. Let me to thank them. They are making the work very easy for us. So please help me to thank them and tell them that yes, you love them. Thank you so much. I love you so much, Mrs. Doyin Farotimi, our lovely principal. Thank you. To Mr. Kunle, thank you so much. The media, you guys are the best. And I know this year we are in for a very lovely time. Thank you so much. And you all have a lovely afternoon. And once again, Happy New Year. Remember, it's a new dawn, and we are going to have a blast, a boom this year by the grace of God. Thank you, and have a lovely afternoon. Bye.